welcome back to Ohio, and this is what we deal with in Ohio. 3 days ago it was 20 degrees, and now it's 60. I was actually even able to drive my own car to work today instead of the Jeep. So it's we're celebrating the warm weather, and what better way to celebrate the warm weather than with one of my favorite Porsches. So we've got behind us a pretty recognizable silhouette here. It's a GT3RS 2016. This is a 991 variant. The GT3RS to me is just awe-striking. The 991s, you have a 4-liter engine producing 500 horsepower at 8,200 RPM. This is an absolute absurd car, especially because it's a street car. I mean, there's so few things that make this thing street legal that it's silly. I mean, headlights, wipers, and turn signals basically make it street legal. Outside of that, it's a race car. And it's awesome. I mean, these cars actually, in the 991 variant, you can actually ride civil if you have the suspension turned down, which you can do from the center console, which is great. But one of the coolest colors, lava orange. Of course, thanks to Porsche, you can paint your key lava orange if you choose to pay $395 to paint your key lava orange. Things that made the 991 just crazy compared to the regular 997 GT3s are, first off, you can see the vents on the fenders that allow the air to escape from underneath. This vehicle has tons and tons of very tricky aero on it. And not that the regular GT3s in the 997 variant didn't have it, but they really capitalized on this. This was one of the first years for the standard center lock wheels on the GT3RSs. PCCB is Porsche Composite Braking System, so ceramic brakes were not standard, which I kind of like because I'm not a big ceramic brake fan. I don't track these cars, even though it's, I guess, sacrilege not to track an RS. I don't track these cars. So the steel brakes, they wear better. They're easier to replace, and minus the only thing, and this sounds really corny, the only thing I love about the ceramic brakes on my Ferrari is they don't have brake dust. So I like them for the exact opposite reason you should probably like them for. Of course, you can see towards the back the huge wing off the back, which I love that they started doing this with the RSs. The 4.0 RS had this big wing. The 4.0 RS is still hands down, and we do have one, but it's in California. Unfortunately, where the warm weather's at, the beach. We're in Ohio. We have a beach, but it's Lake Erie and it's frozen. The 4.0 is still hands down one of my favorite Porsches, the non-turbo variants. But still, when the 991, you get that motor. You get the 4-liter motor, but you get it direct injected, and you get it with 500 horsepower. The car is just so easy to drive, especially for what is basically a race car. Even if you don't know what Porsches are, even if you don't know what you're really looking at, you can if you hear it or you see it driving down the road, you can really see that it's something special. So we have to climb in, and Ken will probably show you. So the GT3RSs have race seats in them, so they're fixed back, I believe. Fixed back, so they're buckets. So you kind of have to, especially with chunky guys, we kind of got. Yeah, we got. I got to snake myself in there. So we're going to get inside of the car. We're going to show you some interior features. We're definitely going to start this one up and take it for a spin while the weather's nice, and show you some of the ways that this car really can be a civil car yet still a complete track weapon. So now that we have squeezed ourselves into these seats, and now I can feel skinny because I'm squeezed into them, let's go for some of the interior. So I'm sure the camera's probably picking up some background noise, and I'm going to try to raise my voice a little bit. So brings me to one of the things that in the RSs they do. So they try to lighten the weight of the vehicle. So in the back, we have very little to no sound deadening material at all. So you can hear the motor, and you can hear the flywheel, you can hear everything going on there. Now, some people may not like that, some people do. I'm definitely in the camp of people that do it. GT3RSs only came in the PDK, which Ken and I were talking before. I mean, if you really are pushing this car to its limit, and I've had the chance and ability to do so, you really can't shift. I mean, you sure could, and my expertise of driving is by no means the greatest, but when I was pushing the car hard, I took everything in me just to keep my hands on the steering wheel to keep this car going to where it needed to go, because it is a very raw car. I mean, rear-wheel drive, no all-wheel drive. You can turn all of your traction and stability controls off, which is great. Of course, we have the sport exhaust button, PDK Sport. So right now I have it in non-sport, and you can also select the suspension too, which again is great because you can make this vehicle somewhat not harsh. I mean, it's always going to be stiff, always. We're not going to ever say it's not, but at least with the capability of taking it down a notch, it makes it more drivable, you know. And with the PDK, it makes the vehicle, like, you know, you could drive this car, maybe not every day, but you definitely could enjoy this car more than I think you could enjoy a previous generation GT3. When we were also, Ken and I were talking about, you know, we also love the 997 GT3s, they're great, but the clutches are so unnecessarily heavy.
Can you imagine getting stuck in traffic in a 997 GT3? Like, you would just, like, your legs would be screaming.
Your leg will fall off. I mean, and it makes no sense. I mean, I get it, they weren't meant to handle traffic, but the cool thing is that, you know, again, you can have this car that can completely slaughter a racetrack, yet still drive it to the office or wherever you want to drive it to, which to me is a great thing. So now I'm gonna kick it to PDK Sport, which is gonna turn my suspension up. It's gonna stiffen the shift points and also give me a little bit blippier of an exhaust.
God, PDK is amazing.
I mean, good God. You have this thing in Sport Plus, you just grab onto the wheel and go. I mean, you point it where you want it to go and you smash the gas and it goes. And it goes real good. Like I said, you take it out of PDK Sport and you lose that, which is kind of great. So it also has manual mode, so we can do manual mode. But we're going to do some manual shifts. I mean, the transmission just shifts so quick.
Yes, so smooth.
I mean, there is no lag, no bounciness. You know, we've done reviews of the Ferrari F1s. And, you know, that's one of the biggest things with them is the delays in between shifting. I mean, there's no delay. I mean, there's zero delay. You don't blink your eye before this transmission is shifting, which, you know, it's just a fantastic feeling. If you're interested in a GT3RS, this is one that we do offer. We do actually have, again, the 4.0 RS, and that's in our Beverly Hills location. And we actually have the little brother of this, which I absolutely love, and a great value for the money, which is the GT3. And we actually have a GT3 in lava orange available, which this lava orange color, the cameras don't do it any justice at all. Oh, you know what I forgot we had?
Oh, that's right. I
forgot we had the world's quickest front nose lift, as you mentioned, in the world.
Amazing system. Yeah.
Some of these front nose lifts, if you're an exotic car owner or you have cars with a front nose lift, they take forever. Porsche somehow makes it so I'm in front nose lift now. When I hit this thing down, you can hear it go. The airbags completely deflate and it pops. It doesn't slam it, but it just drops very quickly. So you can literally hit the button while you're going up an embankment and it pops it right up in the air. If you're in the market for somewhat of a car that you could take on high performance driving events, something that is going to, you know, something I haven't talked about, which I should definitely, is something that's going to hold its value. These GT3RSs have always, in complete history, always maintained and appreciated the value. GT3s and GT3RSs are always some of the most sought after Porsches in the Porsche lineup. You know, sometimes you can own these cars and own them for 3, 4, 5 years and go to trade it in on something else. You make money. You know, you're in an appreciating factor. Which, how many times can you say you've owned a car like this and it didn't cost you anything, and or you made money on it? So, you know, again, something else to consider when you're making a purchase inside of the realm of the GT3RSs. Please, in the comments below, I'd love to hear what everybody thinks a comparable car would be to this. So let's just say I was a customer and I was looking at GT3RSs. What other cars could I really look at that are what this car is? And if we have one, we'll do a review on it next. We'll see what I think. I don't know. I could definitely be told I was wrong more than once. So, well, we're gonna park this. Ken and I are gonna try to get a couple of reviews done today because it's been so nice out.
Yeah, look at that.
I know you see snow piles, but listen, this is Northeast Ohio. This is nice to us. Like, I'm ready to put shorts on and open up a swimming pool at this point.
Amen.
I mean, you know, when you touch 60 around us, it's great. So, so we're gonna try to do a couple other videos, bring you a couple other cool cars while the weather's nice enough to do some driving, and see what you guys think. So until next video, we'll see you guys then. Bye.